Wake up, YouTube. Wake up and tell me we're alive. Yeah, there it is. Yes. All right. Boom. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Get Your News On with Ron. This is the patron stream where I respond directly to the patrons. Thank you so much for your patronage. It means the world and then some, especially right now. But first, it is Friday, March 27th in the quarantined year of our Lord 2020. And I wanted to talk about this. So, as you have likely heard by now, there is an accusation regarding Joe Biden and sexual assault. A woman named Tara Reid has come forward with a story that she has been trying to share for a long time about an incident that occurred in 1993. And she told her story first on the Katie Halper show. So here's what Katie tweeted. This is a story that Tara Reid Alexandria is her Twitter account, has been trying to tell since it happened in 1993. It's a story about sexual assault, retaliation, and silencing. Now, I'd imagine a lot of you probably already heard some about this. We're not going to listen to all the details, but her story is she was working for Joe Biden at the time. He made an arrangement where she was going to move, I believe it was a gym bag or something like that. And in the arrangement, it was set up so that he was kind of alone with her in a hallway. And she was wearing a dress at the time. And he cornered her and then forced his fingers inside of her. And she tells the story, and it's it's pretty heavy. That's putting it gently. It's a very heavy thing to listen to. And she's told her story on the Katie Halper show, and then shortly after, she told her story on the Hill Rising, Crystal Ball and Seagar show. And there was also an article in The Intercept about how the organization Time's Up did not want to take on her case because Joe Biden was running for president at the time. And then they were worried that, they couldn't take on a case like that. So, that story is out there. And what's interesting right now, and by the way, just for the record, I personally, I didn't really say anything about it until I looked into all the stuff that was there. I was like, well, I want to listen to what's available. I listened to Katie Halper's podcast. I watched rather, the Hill interview as well. And then I also, read the Intercept article. And, if I believe her. I think Tara Reid is telling the truth. I believe her. But, whether I believe her or not, or whether anyone else believes her or not, what's truly very interesting as of right now, as of the recording of this, as we are here on, again, Friday, March the 27th, the corporate media has been pretty much silent. In fact, as of right now, and we are going to Google this in real time, by the way. So as of right now, the only corporate outlet that has actually said anything about this, hold on, is Yahoo. So let me go ahead and get that up for you guys. Yahoo's the only outlet that has said something. And here's the article that they put out. Oh, let me scroll up to the top there for you. Oh, wow. They took down the article. Wow. So do you see this? Wow. Okay, this is happening in real time. The page you're looking for isn't here. This was a link to the article as of a few minutes ago. So Yahoo had reported on this. They have since taken it down. All right, let's go to Google. Straight up Google it. Joe Biden, Tara Reid. So, all right, so Vox just put something out. So Reason Magazine put something out. The Federalist put something out. The Hill, probably because it happened, she was interviewed on The Rising. And then some, here we go. Well, here, let's click it. All right. So yeah, Yahoo took theirs down. Yahoo took theirs down. Vox said something. A sexual assault allegation against Joe Biden has ignited a firestorm of controversy. A woman says Biden assaulted her. All right, so let's see what they're saying. All right, so Vox is covering this. So here's what Vox is saying. And guys, again, I'm just seeing this in real time. So I guess that today Biden's campaign did respond to the allegation. Here's what Biden's campaign had to say. Women have a right to tell their story, and reporters have an obligation to rigorously vet those claims, Deputy Campaign Manager Kate Bedingfield said in a statement to media. We encourage them to do so because these accusations are false. Okay, how do they know? Just because did Joe Biden just said they're false? Well, she's saying something else. All right, let's go into the article a little bit. Last year, a few days after women began coming forward with reports of inappropriate touching by him, the former vice president issued a statement saying social norms have begun to change. Reed says she did not speak out. She did not speak publicly about her allegation of sexual assault before, in part because no one else witnessed the incidents. Well, she says others saw Biden harassing her. She also says she faced online harassment after coming forward last year. As Ryan Grimm reports at The Intercept, journalists and others questioned her credibility, pointing out favorable comments she made about Vladimir Putin in a 2018 Medium post, perhaps implying that she was a Russian plant. Now, I believe she was writing a novel. I think that's what that's in regards to, first of all. But, all right, so far, nothing's really been explained here. I don't know what they've explained. All right. Yeah, I mean, right now it's just kind of just looks like a he said, she said thing. Nothing's really been explained. And here's some of the other things I wanted to highlight. So Yahoo took their report down. So as far as Yahoo being the only corporate outlet to even talk about this, well, right now Vox is now. CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, completely silent. Here's what Howard Dean tweeted. Check this out. This is awesome. This story may or may not be true. This is in reference to Tara Reid's story. This story may or may not be true, but it's from The Intercept, which, one, is often not credible. This is what Howard Dean's saying. Two, was started by Glenn Greenwald, who helped Assange and Putin undermine the 2016 election. I tend to believe victims, but skeptical about sources like this. They are the fox of the left. Now, so what Howard Dean is basically saying, Joe Biden may or may not be a rapist, but this story came from an outlet that publishes stuff that I don't want the public to see sometimes, so Russia. That's what Howard Dean's saying. Just let it sink in how absolutely ridiculous that is. Another thing, I know a lot of you have heard me say this before, but it bears repeating when it's applicable. One of the first rules in argumentation, one of my favorite classes I ever took in grad school was my argumentation class. The guy who taught it, he really had a way for things. And one of the first things he taught us, he just looked at us and he's like, I want you to attack my sources. Go ahead and attack my sources. Because when you attack a source and that's all you got coming after The Intercept, that means you have nothing to say. You have no leg to stand on. You have absolutely nothing to say. All you can do is try to attack a source. All you can do is try to have a red herring. And that's what Howard Dean's doing here. Also, by the way, what he's actually claiming isn't even true. So here's the Intercept article that he's referencing. Here it is right here. This is by Ryan Grimm. Time's Up said it could not fund a Me Too allegation against Joe Biden, citing its nonprofit status in his presidential run. So this is the article by Ryan Grimm. Last April, Tara Reid watches a familiar conversation around her former boss, Joe Biden. So this is what the Intercept published. It was this article. Where did Tara Reid actually sit and tell her story? Well, she told her story on the Katie Halper show and on The Hills Rising. That's where you can hear directly from Tara Reid telling her story. This is about how Time's Up declined to, said that they could not fund her allegation. So, of course, all of these things are connected, but Howard Dean is making it out like this is just based off of solely some article published by The Intercept. That's not even accurate. That's an inaccurate assessment of all of the pieces of media surrounding this so far. So what he's saying is not true. And by the way, just for the record, people who are, she was a big Barack Obama supporter, Tara Reid. She was a big Barack Obama supporter. That was part of the reason she didn't come forward. First of all, she was worried about, embarrassing her family. She was worried about, being shamed and being harassed. And then she was worried about, why I want Barack Obama to win, so I don't want to, do anything that could potentially harm that. And she was a Liz Warren supporter originally in this 2020 campaign. So here's something else. This is something. You talk about believe all women. So Susan Sarandon tweeted out the article that's no longer with us. This is the article, by the way, that Yahoo tweeted out. Let's see if maybe they just moved the link here. Let's click it. Yep, still doesn't exist. Yeah, they took down the article. Real brave, Yahoo. Real brave. You're really brave, Yahoo News. So Susan Sarandon tweeted out this article that Yahoo didn't have the courage to leave up. And here's what this person, Deacon Blue, said. Ha ha. That's hardly disqualifying for a president these days. Next. That's their response. Oh, and then they had Bernie Bros are out in full force tonight. That's what they say to somebody who has a story where they were forcibly penetrated by a man running for president. That's what they say to that. That's hardly disqualified for a president these days. Next. It's funny. Isn't that amazing? Which sexual assaulter do you want for president? The one with the D next to his name or the one with an R next to his name? Take your pick. It's hilarious. It's really funny. It's hilarious. And this is especially frustrating because Deacon Blue, by the way, is a reference. Deacon Blues is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Steely Dan song. And it's really sad. And now I know Steely Dan, they got a lot of neoliberals in their audience. I definitely know that. But I'm also a fan of their music. And man, it is it adds to it a little bit when you see such a beautiful, beautiful song being referenced in someone's Twitter handle where they're spewing out such repulsive hatred, such insensitive, repulsive hatred. So gross. Listen to the song Deacon Blues by Steely Dan. And then I hope you'll agree with me. You'll be like, this person should not have that song when they're saying such disgusting things. And someone calls them out for it. Rape is okay as long as you're not a Republican. That's what No Fundamental Change says in response, which, by the way, is basically what Deacon Blue is saying. That's what they're saying. Here's another one that really really takes the prize. We are at the bottom, y'all. This is the bottom. This is what this person did not tweet this. They're screenshotting someone else's tweet. But here's what this person tweeted. Biden would still have to assault 18 more women to catch up to Trump. Wow. Pick your sexual assaulter. That's something. That's something. You know, it's like I said in my remake of Love Me, I'm a Liberal. We need to believe all women unless it's about Biden or Bill. Believe all women unless it's about Biden or Bill. All right, let me respond to the patrons. I wanted to bring that up. Thank you guys. Dave, what's up, man? Dave, good to hear from you. Dave says, somebody want to tell the numbnuts that there is a worldwide pandemic. And here's the article that Dave references in his comment here over on the Patreon. U.S. pressures countries. Oh, wait, I'm not showing it anymore. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let's close out of that. U.S. pressures country to reject Cuban aid during coronavirus pandemic. The United States has launched a stunning attack on Cuba's medical aid missions, with the Trump administration pressing countries to reject them during the coronavirus pandemic. Cuba has played a leading role in the global fight against the outbreak, sending medical teams and aid to some of the worst affected countries, including Italy. But Washington claimed that Cuba's goal was not to stop the spread of coronavirus, but to recover money lost when some of the countries that pay for the help of its doctors abandoned this abusive regime. The U.S. Embassy in Havana falsely accused the Cuban government of withholding most of the salary of doctors and nurses in international aid missions, exposing them to terrible working conditions. Yeah, you know, it's right now we're all in this together. Like you said, we're in a world. Well, I think pandemic usually just means it refers to the world, but yeah, this is a worldwide issue, and we should all be working together, not pointing fingers and not saying don't accept aid from this country or that country. We should all be working together, realizing this is a worldwide problem, not shaming other countries, not calling it the China virus like Tom Cotton in Arkansas does, but we should all be working together, realizing at the end of the day, you know, we're all inhabitants on this planet. But so thanks for sharing that, Dave. Mark says this, please call your governor as well about this and also demand a UBI provided by your state since the federal government is being dysfunctional. I asked for at least $2,000 a month. We really need $4,000 to $5,000, but I was afraid I would have been written off as a quack. Okay. So here's what Mark shares in regards to his comment. Let's see here. So the Green Party has a don't let the coronavirus knock grassroots candidates off the ballot. So tell your governor democracy must not fall victim to coronavirus. They want to know their constituents want grassroots candidates on the ballot. And they're also requesting emergency relief of petitioning requirements. Okay, interesting. Yeah, check that out. That's a petition started by the Green Party. Thank you for sharing that, Mark. Appreciate it. All right. And let me see what you guys are saying. Man, something, huh? Farkas, what's up? Are libertarians for rugged individualism? I guess so. I think it depends on the libertarian. I think some are, some aren't. I mean, you know, libertarian socialists are definitely a different brand, if you will. But, you know, I guess I'd imagine a lot definitely are. But all right. Well, guys, thank you so much for being part of this. By the way, tomorrow, Graham Elwood and I are doing an e-show. We're doing an e-show online. You can grab tickets for that now over at ronplacone.com. And we're going to be doing it via Zoom. So get hip to the Zoom. And I hope to see you there. And in the meantime, patrons, thank you so much for submitting the articles. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Mark, for sharing your thoughts and sharing what's on your mind. I appreciate that very much. If you're not a patron and you're catching this live, patreon.com/Ron For a give what you can level, you get all kinds of exclusive content, including my album. There's a bunch of podcasts, a bunch of writings, a bunch of stand-up videos not available anywhere else. I do a patrons-only stream once a week. That's what this is. And I've been doing shows on Zoom. I've been doing live shows on Zoom because I miss being able to go out and do stand-up in LA. I can't do that. So I've been doing it on Zoom for the patrons instead. So I've been doing that a couple times a week, and I'm going to do that as long as people are willing to watch me do it. Because I miss performing so much, and those shows are always free to the patrons. So patreon.com/Ron. If you are able and interested, even $1 a month goes a long way. Guys, thank you so much for being part of this. Thank you so much for your patronage. It means the world. This show could not exist without you, especially now. It could not exist at all without you. So thank you so much for letting this show exist. Thank you, Dave and Mark, for this week's topics. And in the meantime, you guys know the drill. Lucy says meow. I say peace. Peace.